Hi everyone, my name is Allison Sawyer and I decided to do my project over flipped classrooms. Flipped classrooms are turning education on its head. The founder, John Bergman, and Aaron Sams created the vision in 2007 in a small Colorado high school. For years, teachers have taught in a traditional classroom setting. The students come to class, take notes, go home, and do homework. All of these students are expected to go at the same pace and be able to correctly do the homework at home without guidance from the teacher or collaborative work with their peers. Flipped classrooms are here to change that. Flipped Classrooms takes the traditional classroom and changes it into a student-centered classroom. Students view the lecture before class, that way they can come to class and participate in engaging activities in the classroom. On the slide, I just have two quotes from the founders. So John Bergman says, in 2007, Aaron and I discovered some software that would record our lectures live. Then in the spring of that year, we had an idea for what is now known as the flipped classroom, where we stopped giving the lectures. Aaron Sams says, the modern movement, with its emphasis on streaming video lectures in place of traditional homework, got its start 5 years ago at a small Colorado high school where science teachers John Bergman and Aaron Sams began collaborating on ways to use technology to improve their face-to-face time with students. While my research never provided me with specific trainings, it did talk about attending professional development conferences, which is cost-effective, and I talk about this more in my next slide. Like I mentioned, professional development is the #1 recommended training teachers can use to learn and be able to better utilize the flipped classroom strategies. The Flipped Learning Network is here to do that. This is a very cost-effective way for teachers to obtain new knowledge about flipped classrooms. Oftentimes, the only cost will be the cost of the conference you are attending. Otherwise, the Flipped Learning Network website is a great tool. The two creators highly suggest watching many videos over flipped classrooms. It's imperative for teachers to know and understand exactly what it is and what it should look like in order to implement it in their classroom. Studies also suggest that flipped classrooms can be beneficial for students with autism. Students with autism struggle with long strings of verbal information, so it becomes difficult for a child with autism to sit in a traditional classroom setting. A child with autism are usually really good at computers and enjoy them, so a video lecture could be more beneficial and it allows them to go at their own pace. My quote on this slide says, that is one of the key components of what the Flipped Learning Network will do, create that professional development. There are two pieces to it. The first is creating a cadre of people who can go out and do informational sessions about what flipped learning is. Teachers are craving their own professional development, delivered either in a face-to-face format or an online format. We're in the process of seeking foundation funding or other philanthropic corporation foundation funding to build what this professional development site will look like. Below I have listed some advantages and limitations to flipped classrooms. These advantages include increased class time for more engaging activities and less time spent lecturing at the students. Because of the engaging activities in the classroom, it gives the students time to collaboratively work together, therefore strengthening their team-based skills. Because the students have viewed the lecture online, the students can receive more guidance from the teacher and their peers when they are actually in class. Another advantage is having a focused classroom discussion over the material, allowing students to hear more than one view. Along with all of these advantages, there comes some concerns, the biggest one being that students not having access to a computer. The creators assure us that there are ways around that. You can provide students with a flash drive who have a computer but no internet, and for the kids with no computer, a DVD can be burned. Other limitations include quality of video and students not concentrating because of distractions at home. This is a video I found that describes exactly what a flipped classroom is and what it should look like in the classroom. I have it right here.
Every day, 7.2 million students walk into classrooms throughout the United States. These classrooms generally look the same. 30 students sit in rows of desks, taking notes in their notebooks, while the teacher stands at a whiteboard teaching a lesson. Regardless of ability level, each student receives the exact same information at the exact same pace. As Ms. Jackson presents this same material, the students respond differently. Tommy gets it, while Allison is bored, and Maria is lost. At the end of the day, these same students head home. While at home, they sit at the kitchen table doing their homework and trying to remember what Ms. Jackson said. Students like Tommy make it most of the way through the homework, while others, like Allison, find it easy and fly through it. At the same time, students like Maria get frustrated and need some extra help. Ms. Jackson recognizes that students have different needs and would love to work individually with each student, but this requires time and resources that her school does not have. One solution to this problem is the flipped classroom. Here's what it looks like. While at home, students sit in their rooms watching videos of the lesson that Ms. Jackson assigned. Tommy is still able to work at his normal pace. Allison is no longer bored because now she can use this new technology to fast forward through the easy material. And Maria is no longer frustrated because she can review the material that she didn't understand by pausing and rewinding. When she really gets stuck, she can get help from her classmates. New technology platforms like Moodle and Edmodo make it easy for her to chat online with her classmates. Just as the homework is different, the classroom is different as well. Instead of standing in front of the room speaking, Ms. Jackson walks around the room. She checks in with Tommy as he works collaboratively with some students. She pushes Allison further with some more challenging work. And she helps Maria with the pieces that she still doesn't quite get. In the traditional model, the teacher stands between the students and the knowledge. But with the flipped classroom model, the students have direct access to the knowledge, and the teacher serves as a coach, mentor, and guide, helping the students access this knowledge. The flipped classroom leverages technology in a way that lets both Miss Jackson and the students make the most of their time and efforts.
My favorite quote from that video is when the narrator says, "In the traditional model, the teacher stands between the students and the knowledge, but with the flipped classroom model, the students have direct access to that knowledge, and the teacher serves as a coach, mentor, and guide, helping the students access this knowledge." And this is a list of all of my resources. Thank you for taking the time to review my presentation, and I look forward to viewing all of yours.